She fights. She's framed for stuff, and I just, I wish that people could understand how much that character means to me. Fuck the filter. Fuck that filter, babe. Taking it off. I just wish you could understand how much of, you know, it's like, the thing is on social media, when I cry, it's acting. When I don't cry, no tears. This is what it, this, you know what I mean? And it's just, to me, like, am I not allowed to be a human? Am I not allowed to feel upset? Am I not allowed? And it's just like, I'm sort of done with people thinking it's okay to do this and cause my mental health to decline. And what's on my arm is not your concern either. I saw today, I don't want to be showing that on live stream. So it's not your concern. You can think what you want about it, you can speculate, but just leave it alone. Okay? I've got friends, I've got people who care about me, and I've got people who look out for me. And Mum, if you're watching this, I love you, and thank you for being there. And seriously, like, you're one of the best mums. Like, you are the best mum. You are the best mum ever. And I love you. And I swear on my life for that. You are the best parent, the best mum. And you've been there for me today. I love you so much, and I'm scared for this world, and I'm scared of this world, and I just want to hug you, and I want you to tell me it's all going to be okay. Because I cannot physically believe these people out there are so scary. They're really terrifying me now. Like, this is, I could be a bad bitch, right? And I could be like, oh yeah, but like, this is scary. Like, this is like shit you see on movies. This is the kind of shit you see on films. Like, this is like insane. And that's my face. It's in hospitals now. It's just like, what the fuck? Just let people heal in it. Like, I just feel so much hatred towards myself. And that's it, pretty much. And I feel alone sometimes. I won't lie. Regardless if I got people there, I still feel alone, and that's weird to say, but I feel alone right now. And I know there's people here, but I still feel alone. I can't explain why. I just need someone to be like, I've got you, you can trust me, I'm not going to backstab you, I'm not going to crouch chase off you, I'm not going to harm you, I'm not going to do any of this. I want someone who's going to, because if I'm with the right people, guarantee you I'm the right person. I got you. Are you, is that who I think it is? I got you. Thank you. Oh, it's just so hard, TikTok. I wish you could understand that when I started TikTok, I just wanted to sing. Never thought I'd get 1 million views or a following. Just kind of blew up. I don't know how, I don't know why, I just blew up on TikTok. And I just kept singing until, I don't know what happened, but people just started putting drama on me, and it just got so bad till this level. And it's just like, these people who made drama accounts to me are the ones that provoked me to do things on live, to say things on live, to mental health myself. Can't really say too much on myself, but there you go. And they don't care. These haters and these evil people that I never thought in my life, when I was growing up, I never thought people could be this evil. This sinister. This is sinister. How there's a group of people who want me dead. And that is terrifying. And I wish on my heart, I wish I was younger so then I could go through it all again and tell myself not to fall into anyone's trap. And not to fall for people's lies. And not to fall for people's trust. I wish on my heart that I never had TikTok. I wish on my heart I never had the platform. I wish on my heart that I could reverse the clocks, restart it if I had to, and sing more and more and more and more. I started TikTok when I was 16, 15 years old. I've been live streamed for 4 years. 4.5 years, or no, 4.5 years. 3.5 years as of right now. I am so strong. I'm the strongest person I know. I've been told the worst things you could possibly think of that you would just be feeling vomiting and sick over. I've had people describe how, well, you know, and it's just, I actually just don't understand the mindset of these people. They are crazy. They are actually scary and crazy and terrifying, and they won't stop until they win. Now, when they win, they're going to move on to someone else, and then they're going to, and it's just, they're a danger to people. They call me the danger, right? But the danger is these people. I'm the one with the platform. Why would I put my name out there and be a danger? Like, you know what I mean? Why would I put my name out there and know that, oh, these people are the danger because they're hiding anonymously. They're the ones hiding behind the screen, putting lies about me online, framing me, and trying to make someone else's life a living shit. So then they can laugh and have a buzz out of it. When they don't know me. That is so scary. That is terrifying. And that is so crazy to me how insanely bullied I've been. I've been so bullied to the maximum that I think it's just overbullying now. This is sinister. You know, it's, you know, people call each other names and all, but what I faced, this is defamation. This is scary. This is potentially putting my life at risk. This is safety. This is probably one of the most scariest experiences of my life. The scariest experience of my life, I think, is, as of right now, having these posts about me all over social media, having people try and frame me for stuff, and people fall for that. Now, I totally understand that. You might be involved in the drama and you kind of like it and stuff. You like to watch it, you know. We all love a bit of drama. I mean, we're humans. We all like to peek in and be a nosy bitch. But if you really think about that person, right, and be like, holy shit, like, if that was me, how would I deal with that? How would you deal with that? That's my question. How would you deal with, this is not sounding intimidating or blunt or horrible, but my love, how would you deal with that? That was you. This was you. How would you actually go about this? How would you deal with that? And do you know how I've dealt with it? I've called the police. They're on their way to mine now anyway. And that's what I've done the right thing. I've basically done the right thing. Read it to us. Okay. It has come to our attention that parents and guardians should be aware of an individual commonly known as Elphaba. Posting live stream and streaming inappropriate content. Elphaba has triggered many about lying, having autism, Tourette's, and also faking seizures for financial gain, extremely distressing for viewers to watch. It goes more deep, which I'm not going to discuss on live because I already know that's a lie. I'm not going to be repeating that kind of stuff. But this... So, does anyone remember... I'm gonna react to this for you. Do you remember when I was doing this on my eye? How many of you? I put a bit of eyeshadow. This is what I did, actually. I'll show you. I'll turn the comments on in a minute for you guys as well. But just to give you a little explanation. There was a video, right, that went on social media. And I did this, right? And I went, like, blinking. And the people who don't understand, because that bit got clipped, they thought I was faking a seizure. I have never, in my entire life, and will continue to not, I will never, ever fake a seizure. What that context of that video was, and I actually posted proof on it in my story like ages ago at the time, but it's old stuff coming up now. It was actually an eyeshadow brush on my eye that went in my eye, because I did it wrong, obviously, the makeup routine. And I blinked up and I was like, but I did it very fast. So I was like, get out my eye, get out my eye. Because when you blink, you have to get the makeup out your eye. So what I did was this. So I went like, boom, boom, boom. It's going in my eye now. But like, do you understand? Like, I have to be so careful now because this is what people do and this is what they frame me for. How many of you were there at the time? If you're an OG viewer, you 100% know I did not do that. I did the eye makeup. And I was doing this because I did it with my brush, innit? And I did that. And I blinked. Because gays, girls, anyone that wears makeup, we're going to blink it naturally out, aren't we? Because that's what our eyes do to get rid of anything that is foreign in our eye. And it's a foreign object, so it's going to be like eyeshadow, and it's going to, you know, so we got that out. And then, but then that went on TikTok, right? And that got out as a seizure. Someone said, Elphaba's faking a seizure. What they don't know is the context, but that's on the poster. Now the autism thing, I'm going to address to you right now as well. It's stupid. Karina, it is so stupid. It is so stupid. I agree. The autism thing, we all know. We all know what I've said in the past. I've already addressed this, and I really hope that you all want to go look back at what I've addressed. But I actually think, and other people think, I am, and I have been told this by a professional themselves in the past, I am 100% suspected autistic. You can hate me all you fucking want, but let's face it, I'm the most bluntest person. I be blunt without being meaning to. I have a special interest from Wicked. I struggle with friendships and relationships. I'm too trusting. I stim. It's pretty obvious. I mean, come on. But they're saying I'm lying about it. So we can cross those two off the list. 100%. I don't care about people's opinions. I get everyone's experiences are different and it's a wide spectrum, but I generally feel like I am on the spectrum, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm just going to get that sorted. So professionally, I will get that seen to, but I don't need to publicise that, and I won't be publicising my journey with that. I will just do that privately with myself and find that for myself, because I feel like once I get that diagnosis, And you can all shut up about that kind of shit. The haters. The fake and seizures, financial get. This is just ridiculous. And this stuff as well. I can't believe this. This is kind of a stupid way to put a poster up as well. Like, why would you put that on it? Do you understand? You know, yeah, I've already explained the Tourette's thing as well. Please understand that. I've apologised. I will continue to apologise. So I was, I think I was 17 years old. Go look at my past videos when I addressed it. You can look it up. Elphaba addresses Tourette's. You just go find that. And just please go look. Alright? Because I just, you know what? I just can't be asked to address that a million more times. Alright? Just, I'm so grateful to the people, and this sounds really cheesy and stuff, but I am. I'm so grateful to people in real life that have come up to me, the good ones, and said, I support you, and this is what they said, I support you, and I watch you, and thank you, and you inspire me, and I'm like, thank you, because I want to inspire you. How many of you, I'm not reading the hate comments, I don't care, but how many of you feel inspired by me? By my strength, by my confidence, and how many of you have gotten some confidence from me? How many of you feel like I've passed it on to you? Good. Because you need it. You've already got it in you. You've already got that in you. Everyone has it. You just have to learn not to give a shit. Quite literally. And that's a hard thing, but protect your peace, protect yourself. With I don't care about this. We all know that people are just bullies on this app. I don't really care about my hair, and I do want to point out, and I want to say this very openly. This probably sounds cheesy and stuff, but I want to tell you the truth. Everything I do online, it's going to be hated regardless. Anything that any creator does online, you could be the nicest person on this app, you are still going to get hated on. Look at Dylan Mulvaney. Look at Jeffrey Marsh. Look at Ariana Grande. Look at Taylor Swift. Look at drag queens. Look at, how many more? Look at Meghan Trainor. Look at all these people, but they don't care, and you know, that's iconic. Michaela, they get hated on. Every well-known person, basically I just named a lot of well-known people, but a well-known person is gonna be hated on. You can't do anything right, you can't say what's right, what's wrong. Everyone's gonna have different opinions, and this is how the world works. And I have learned to accept that not everyone's going to accept my identity. And that's really been tough for me to be like, because I want everyone to validate me and accept me, but I know that I'm not going to get that forever. And you know what? I need to learn not to look for other people's approval. I need to look for self-approval. Self-approval for myself. Self-approval for who I am. And to accept myself forever. And it's hard to be happy, and it's hard to, you know, read and stuff. And damn, I just wish on my life that I didn't have to go through enemies and people and stuff like that. I wish that, you know, I could just love myself more, I would say. Not look for love. Look for love in myself. Because I don't like myself. I put a mask on and I hide. And that mask is TikTok. That mask is TikTok. When I'm off live, I'm totally different, and it's weird. if you actually met me in real life, I am so different. It is astronomical. And I don't know what it is. Maybe I just look for people's approval too much and I try and please everyone to try and make everyone like me. I did that in school. This is a very fucking deep conversation I'm having with myself, by the way, just let you know. I look for my mum's approval. I look for my other people's approval. I never look for my self-approval. I never focus on myself. I never, like, look for self-approval. I'm not looking at the comments right now because I don't need your validation. I need my validation. My caring, myself. I need to be proud of who I am more. Proud of my strength. And actually proud of how far I've come in life and in social media. Like, fucking hell. I used to not be able to clean myself. And now I can. Fuck that off. Fuck that off, alright? But I wasn't able to do it as often. I will be honest with you. When I moved out my mum's house ages ago, and I was put into accommodation, I was struggling. I was going through a lot. I had so much bullying I had to face in school, college. I was always invisible. I always had to go through people's approval. Do it for myself. I tried to please everyone in school, college, and it just, it worked, but people weren't really that interested because I looked like I was putting on a show for everyone. And deep down, growing up, I just wanted friends. I wanted people to accept me for me. But I shouldn't be looking for that. I wanted people just to like me. It's a bit deep, sorry, but it's getting deep now. I wanted people to like me for who I am. I never got it. I looked too different in school. I looked too weird, according to people. I'm not looking at the comments. Can you see I'm actually looking over there? Because I'm doing this for my mental health. I'm not looking at that. I was so bullied in school. I was thrown around the corridors. I was beaten up. Very triggering shit. Sensitive stuff to talk about. So if you've been through it, I'm truly terribly sorry to talk about it. But I need to feel like I need to talk about it. I was beaten up to the point where I almost died. I had a brick thrown at my back. Food thrown at me, pasta thrown on my blazer. This is before I started TikTok. This is before I started social media. And I had to go through that all the time. And it was very hard for me. I was alone a lot in school. Didn't really have any friends to talk to. I was always the one that they chose last for partners. So like in partners, like where teachers like, oh, everyone pick your partner. I was always partnering with the teacher. I was always the one who was on my own. I felt so weird, like why do I have people that don't like me? And people were just laughing at me. People were just laughing at me. Calling me stuff names. I did nothing to these people. And I was like, why are you being so rude? And so I sang. I started singing and singing and singing. I was bullied in primary school. I was bullied in secondary school. I was bullied through college. I didn't have a good school life whatsoever. I didn't enjoy it. I had no one in any school part I was in. I only had my mum. And she had to go through a lot. I was in primary school, I didn't have any friends. I had to deal with people like whispering about me behind my back like this. I had people going through a lot. I had people trying to like share things of me. Like not anything serious, but I just share things of like my work I did, ripping up my schoolwork. They were ripping up my schoolwork. They were going into my bags. They were getting rid of my stuff. They were going into my trays, stealing it all. So I stole it back. Then I got in trouble for it, but didn't tell the teacher. Stole my stuff back. And then I stole other people's stuff because I just said, fuck you, I did it again. So, and that was when I was like 4 or 5. And this was like year 1, year 2, but I still remember it. Mr. Tui was always there for me. I don't know, you probably don't know who that is, but he was one of my primary school teachers. And he was always joyful, and Miss Kersey as well, Mr. Tui. And I had Miss Batchelor. Miss Batchelor was the one in my school that was always there for me. She saw I got bullied. She was very strict, but very scary. I know, but she was there for me. I had no one. I only had teachers as friends. So I didn't have a friend to go with. I didn't have a friend to hang out with in school. I didn't have anyone because everyone was just laughing at my face. My eyes were the main one. Because I didn't have anything wrong with me, really. I didn't have my skin then. Because my skin was all clear in primary school, so I didn't have anything to pick on there. But my eyes, they made fun of. My nose. But my eyes said, they said, you wear eyeliner, don't you? And I denied it, I was like, no, these are my natural eyes. But then I kept saying, no, these are my natural eyes. So people just made up names of my name. They started bullying me. I had, in classrooms, I had rubbers thrown at me. People were throwing rubbers at me and throwing things at me all the time. I didn't have it easy in school. After primary school, I went to secondary school. I dreaded it. On my first day, I was like, but you know what? I dreaded it and looked forward to it because on my first day of school, I was looking so forward to it. I was like, am I actually going to make friends? Like, are there people going to be like me? Because this is older stuff. So I liked it there. I got in. First day, I was beaten up. And I never told anyone that, but I was beaten up for my eyes. And I developed anxiety about going to school. I told the teachers, I told them everything. They did fuck all. I'm not gonna lie to you, they did fuck all. They did nothing. I tried to make friends in school. Most of my friends were girls, but they were two-faced. So they just ended up laughing at me about me behind my back. They were nice to me, to my face. Then they just bullied me back because I looked weird. I looked different. Because I looked different with my eyes and my nose and everything, I was bullied throughout the entirety of my senior year, my school time there. I started to... On the first year 7, I was assaulted. Not saying how, I was there. And then he got excluded for 2 weeks. I went to then Pilton. And then I got beaten up in Pilton. But Pilton was alright for like maybe like a few months. I kind of got left around because I was a new kid. So they classed me as a new kid. So they kind of was like, oh, this person's new. Like, but then throughout the time, I was like... So I started to lie in school. I was like, I was born in America and I'm here now and stuff like that. And I started to make shit up just to impress people. I started to try and make myself like, oh, this person's like really far away from here. Like, I might like this person. I just wanted not to be beaten up. I was so traumatized, I had to lie my way through school. I lied my way through school. I lied my way through school just to try and make friends. Now, in the long run, that didn't work, so it just made things worse for me in that school. And I got beaten up, and then I didn't have any friends. I made one friend, and then that's about it. And then that's when I got into Pokemon. So I started to try the things, but then I saw, like, because I was really into Pokemon anyway, so I made a friend who collected Pokemon cards. So my first ever Pokemon card was a Heatran EX Full Art from Plasma Blast, if you know what that is. And then after that, I went to, to an office in that school, and I to an office in that school, and I said, so I'm getting bullied, and it's just like crazy. And then I went in the office and I said, you're bullying me, you're hurting me, you're causing me pain, like these bullies are causing me pain. And then he was like, okay, like we'll sort this out. And there was a thing called an on-call. On-call was there. On-call is like an office where you can go and report bullying in school. So they had like a system there, which is much more better than Park School. And they had a system there so much better there. In my opinion, the bullying system in Pilton was a bit better than Park. Wasn't the best, but it was all right. So I had a place to go if I needed to. They sorted it out. But then my mum, if you're watching, you had to go through my trauma every day. My mum had to go through it every single day. Me walking home, and she always asked, how was your day? And I was like, shit. And just things like in school were not good. And then I refused to go to school. I didn't want to go to school because of the bullying I was facing, because every time I went I was just beaten up. And I was called dramatic for that. So this is why online it comes back to me a bit, because in school I was called dramatic, and that I faked being beaten up and stuff like that, where I was just wanting to fit in, and people beated me up because I was looking like this. I looked different. And bear in mind, I was 11 to 12 to 13 years old, so fucking young. So at 13 years old, around 12 years old, I was like, okay, because social media started coming out a bit more, because I was like, oh, I got my first phone at 13, and it was an iPhone 4S. And then I upgraded more to an iPhone 6 very quickly, because I got very grateful. And then I started to play Roblox at like 12 to 13. I actually have past videos from years ago. I started singing on Smule, which you heard on my story. I've sang on Smule, I sang on loads of things. I started singing on social media. Because I was getting bullied in school, right? I was like, let me go online and see if there's anyone like me. And I sang. I got no attention. No one gave me views. I didn't get a single view. That I kept going, and 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 I kept going. I kept singing. I kept singing, and I kept singing. I kept singing Defying Gravity. And this is when I discovered Wicked. I discovered Wicked since I was a child anyway. But I started singing, I started to have the confidence to sing it more. So do you know what? Because I was bullied, right? And I was bullied everywhere, in the school and everywhere. I said to the teacher, can I sing in front of the entire school and sing Defying Gravity to you? I got a yes. And I sang Defying Gravity in front of 2,000 students. And I sang it. And people had a bit more respect for me. Because I fucking ate that hard. One of my bullies who came up to me said, you have a pair of lungs on you. That was good. I never got beaten up from that person again. People in school are so damaged, and just the mindset where I was that person in school, was so bullied and discriminated and hurt. And I just sang. I sang in Pilton. I sang at my school, and I performed Defying Gravity in front of 2,000 students. I did it in primary school as well at year 6. I sang Defying Gravity throughout every single fucking school thing I went through. Every single thing. I sang Defying Gravity in primary school. At the year 6 Enders Assembly, my mum was there. I want my mum to come on one day and say this with me. I sang Defying Gravity in secondary school. at Park. I actually have a video of that, and it will be on my Instagram somewhere. I Sanctifying Gravity in front of 2,000 students at the age of 12 years old. So I was year 7. I Sanctifying Gravity in front of thousands of people growing up. I then, in 2016, I was given a chance to Sanctifying Gravity at a presentation evening at Queen's Theatre in Barnstable. It's a massive theatre. I Sanctifying Gravity. I got a standing ovation. And my primary school, and all the teachers, right? Every single teacher who I was with in class watched that. That's very special. Every teacher in my primary school, in my secondary school, from 2000, in that theatre, they came and they watched me sing. The head teacher of that primary school, called Miss Baker, she came and watched me sing Defying Gravity, and she saw it, and she was like, "You keep," and I actually have always said, and this is what's always stuck with me. She said, "Take every opportunity that you are given, every single one." And I have ever since. I have ever since. I was offered to perform on BBC One, in a choir in my school. It went in the newspaper. It was in Exeter Cathedral, and it was with an opera singer, a West End singer. Didn't even know that. I was like so young, but I still sang. We did that. We did a trip, and I sang for a Christmas choir, and it was Read All About It from Emily Sandé and Jingle Bells, stuff like that. And then this time I sit and I was like, "Mum, I want to start like stage school." So I had plans in place. Like I had support from other funds and stuff because my mum couldn't afford stage school because growing up I'm gonna be honest, I had no pocket money. My mum's was the only money that she had. I had nothing. I had no money to go out. I had nothing because my mum was spending it all on food, electric, and things like that. I grew up in a council house, and I grew up pretty much like on universal credit. Right? I grew up with not the best income you could think of, and I kept going. There were days when I went out of electricity, when I was like, like young. We had sandwiches, me and my mum. Those are special memories we create together though. That was like a special memory. I remember we had candles, and my mum gave me like a tiny sip of booze on New Year's. Like that's the kind of stuff that sticks with me. And growing up, my teacher, and she was so kind and sweet. I won't forget this. I won't forget her. She's like, "Do you want me to tell your mum, or do you want to keep this a secret? Like, it's all right." And I was like, I decided to tell my mum because I just felt like I was sick of hiding it. So I told my mum, and she was like, "Oh, okay." Like, she said, my mum said to me, "I will love you no matter what. I love you no matter what, and you can always be yourself around me." So I felt great. Right? I was like, "Yay, amazing." I had like a social media at the time, so I kind of just like had an Instagram, so I kind of posted that. It did go a bit, like it did get a lot of likes. I didn't think it would. I just kind of posted to people like who knew me around the area, like I'm trans, and I just been hiding this for ages, and I'm too scared to tell, but I'm finally out. And then I started to get a lot of support from other people like around the world. Like people started to like be like, "Oh wow, I mean that's really brave of you," and I was like, "Thank you." I still sung. I didn't really, TikTok knew, but like it wasn't blowing me up. I still had, I still had like 150 followers. I was still growing. But then come to this. I started to blow up on a viral video where it was like, "See ya." And I said, "I'm going to attempt this." Yeah. See ya. That one. I don't know if you remember that. That's what blew me up. I had 108,000 likes. It was kind of like a joke, but I was used to being bullied anyway, so I was like, fuck it. I knew it sounded bad, but just put it on TikTok. I didn't expect it to go viral. It went viral and it blew up. It did. It went extremely viral. Extremely viral. And I didn't know. It was that was what people talk about. So then I was in college and people was looking at that video and I was like, oh my God. But then I started to go live streaming. And this is where I wish I never stood. Anyway, my first live stream, I was like, okay, we can go live on TikTok. It looks so different back then. I've got a picture of it actually on my phone. I can try and find it somewhere. But there was like it just looks so different. It looks way different to it now. And I had 15 people and I felt so in shock. I had 15 people watching me. The weeklies weren't even existing. It wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing then. I was here before that shit started. I was like, oh my God, hi everyone. Like, I don't know how to start this. I just like, hello everyone, I like you and let's be friends and stuff like that. I was like, oh my God, hi. I was really excited. First comment, you look weird. I don't like you. You can't sing. And I was just like, are these my school people? Or are these people that don't know? But there you go. I started to get hate and I was 16 years old when I started live. Around 16, 17. And I was like, I'm gonna sing you Defying Gravity. I got 30 people maximum that night. 30 people. If you were those 30 people, you've been with me since the beginning. You've been with me since the beginning and you understand me. Those 30 people were the most precious people. Those were the people that watched me. And I saw, wow, that's amazing. And I was like, you like me? I was like, you like me? I literally said that. I said, you like me? And they were like, yeah, I think you're great. I was like, thank you. And I just sang more and sang more. And then obviously I stopped. And then the next day, I don't understand how this happened, but I somehow went live at the right time. I went live and I had over 250 people. See how? I sang. I started doing the broom movements and I was like, nobody in all of art. And I just blew up. I started gaining 1,000 followers and it went up to 2,000 followers and then it went up to 3,000 followers. But then I started to get a lot of hate. A lot of hate. And I was like, oh my God, okay, Jesus Christ. But then I got a lot of love. I had a lot of love. I had people being like, wow, that's so cool. You're so good at this. People, at first when I started TikTok, people were making fun of my face. They were making fun of how my eyes are far apart and my nose. They were making fun of my skin. Someone said I looked diseased and stuff like that. But I still just kept singing Defying Gravity. I've still got old clips of it somewhere. I kept going. I kept like, and nobody in all of ours. And I just kept doing it. I kept going. I kept singing Defying Gravity till eventually I gained around 10,000 followers on TikTok. That felt so insane to me. I kind of blew up very quickly. I was going really high up. I then left because I had a really bad row with my mum, so we parted ways and I was very stressed. You were there. Do you remember that when you had my dress? I want to turn the comments on because I feel like you're all listening to this very, very lovely now. But how many of you were there when I got my first makeup? I got my first makeup pen. I was so excited. And then I went to Tesco Express and I was like, oh my God, guys, I got my first pizza. I got my first pizza. Let's cook. My first, I learned how to cook. And it was like crazy to me because I felt like I was alone, but you were there. You were there. I was buzzing. It was crazy. I was there. I had no money. I left. I was put into an accommodation. Things went that way. Obviously, things at home were a bit rough, but I still kept going. I was like, guys, hello, everyone. I'm glad you like me. I was still getting hate then. And I was the nicest person that did not do anything wrong on TikTok. I just kept singing, but I was so hated on. Still, when I first started, till this day, I'm still hated on. But when I first started that TikTok ever, I was still hated on. So hated on. And I can show you old comments from ages ago. Anyway, I kept going. I was like, okay, I know people hate me, but fuck it off. In my head, I was like, fuck it off. Let's sing. Let's do it again. Defying gravity. I kept going. I kept doing my broom. I kept going. And then I was like, guys, I'm gonna try out makeup for the first time. I tried out makeup, and I remember my first eye look. Do you remember? It was a gold shimmer, and it was the worst fucking eyeshadow look I've ever done, but it was my first ever try, and it looked so bad. I think at some point, I'll show you a photo. I will show you a photo. Sorry, this is a bit of skin. It's not a bogey. It's not a bogey, trust me. It's a bit of skin, trust me when I say it. It's just a bit of skin. It's makeup, because I've got a healing scab there. Anyway, ignore that. So we were there, and you were there with me, and I remember I was like, guys, look, I can do makeup. And I remember doing probably actually this exact eye look in a way, because it was a black eyeshadow with a gold, but look how lush that looks now. Mine was not unblended. Mine was so unblended. I had short hair. My hair was like here. I had short hair. And then one of my friends in that accommodation said, I'm going to buy you a dress. And my first ever dress, it didn't fit me, but it was do you remember the polka dot? And I was like this. I edited my photos to long hair, obviously, but I was like, oh my God. And I had a black polka dot dress. And I think my first ever outfit, do you remember the green jumpsuit? You have to remember the green jumpsuit. It was iconic. The green jumpsuit, I think I've got it at home somewhere. But that green jumpsuit was my second outfit. This goes way back. We're going way back. The green jumpsuit. Yes. And I remember doing my makeup, and I was like, yes. And then I eventually got moved into a permanent room. And then this is when I started doing lives more. So I was on live, but then this is when I started getting a lot of hate. So I had around 200 people watching my live streams then. I had maybe 200. I had maybe 500. Do you know what I mean? It was madness, crazy. You know, I was 17, still 17 there. I was still doing my thing. I was doing Defying Gravity, and I hit 20,000 followers. And then 20,000 followers.